All right. Narababwiye ngo ugu munsi birari hatari. Aha, umuhungu umutaryama abe aravuze ati oya Karindi ibyo wakoze birahebuje, reka nance nsangize n'abandi, nance urugendo rwanje kugeza ahangaha ndi byo umbona. Reka ugu munsi noneho rero tuze tumubone mu kanya kagiye kuza. Yeah, byari hatari umuhungu from Burundi. From Burundi as a refugee boy, yisanga ari the cyber security graduate, and at the same time somebody's calling at this time again. Hold on. So what's this calling? Try to get in. Oh yeah, so this gentleman, after hearing and seeing my broadcast, he was like, Kalinda, I think the struggle is ours, and therefore I must really see what I can just also share in with regards to this enlightening your people, enlightening our young generation about what really is the case with us, and also of course with the right path, the right path, given also my experience. So I can join you and also I share you my experience and also share to others, and from there we can see. So the gentleman is just warming up to get in. He will be getting in just shortly. Just give us a little second, and he gets in. Let me see where he is. Yeah, so I'm getting him in. So if now you are here, I can say that thank you so much. You're welcome in. Invite your friends, invite your brothers and sisters, invite your parents also, because your parents want these children to get into very interesting fields of their of their choice. But again, how would they do that when they don't have like enlighters, like people like such a gentleman? So get those people in, and also they can have this shared to them. Mwihangane mumenyeshe batoya banyu, bakuru banyu, ndetse n'abandi nimbe mufite n'abana, mukabumvisha nka ino video tugiye gusangira hano. Ya no muhungu wanyuze muri rugendo, nawe yari impunzi, avaho amaze kuba impunzi, ava mu Burundi araza muri Amerika, ageze muri Amerika nawe akora ibindi bihambaje, ku buryo ibintu bihambaje yakoze bigezeho ntandari basangiza, nibura bibisangiriza, ariko ndi kubona ari gutinda, sinzi ngo bimeze bite, nibe byuma bitari kumwemerera ngaze simbiza, ariko reka mbabwire uti araje aharazira rero mwaka kanya mu minota mikeya, ibintu byose binaraba ibindi. Reka ndebe kubera atari kuboneka vuba. So tukiri aho ngaho rero tukimurindiriye, reka mbabwire uti ibi ugu munsi ni bidasanzwe kuko ibintu ari bisanzwe. Gusa mwihangane musangize n'abandi kugira ngo baze kugira ute, baze kubyumva, ariko se none ko mutari kuza muri benshi. Aha, muze kugira ngo noneho adusangize ese nkagute ko umwana w'impunzi from all the way far Burundi, and then a refugee aza kugira igihe cyo akora ibintu nkabira byose bihambaye, ndetse na kandi by the way no ku myaka nkayiriye wiyaje kubigenza te, kandi twumva ngo nta mpunzi yagiye hanze nge igire umumaro, kariko tubibyirwa, kariko tubyumva. Ese n'ukuri ntari ukuri? Oya, uyu mwaravuga ati no Karinda birashoboka, birashoboka, reka nkwereke, reka mbereke, reka mbabwire uko nanje byaje kunshobokera nkabikora. So bityo rero byashoboka no kubera ko ba bihawemo. My man.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
I cannot complain. I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm really awesome, doing awesome. Thanks a lot for getting in.
Absolutely. I was trying to join from my computer, but it looks like I have to use my phone.
Yeah, somehow these gadgets, they have troubles, and sometimes it doesn't even allow some people to get in.
That's okay. That's okay. Here I am.
But fortunately, I got you in, and my people were like, "Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?" I'm like, "Oh no, the great man, but a village boy from all the way far from Burundi, he's gonna be in short. Just give us a second."
Absolutely. I am right here. Ndi hano kabisa nashitse.
How is the great family they are doing, by the way?
Oh, everybody's doing great.
Everybody's doing
Everybody's doing great. You know, iyo ufite abana bakiri bato bato, it's a full-time job. So, but everybody's doing great.
That's really wonderful. Indeed, happy birthday. Welcome back from the birthday. I saw it was really amazing there.
I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. You know, uko hahera umusegonda niko umuntu ashishikara akura.
That's
So
true.
I appreciate it.
That's true. And from there, as we kind of like get into the mood, ukuri nuko mu by'ukuri iyo umwaka gushize iyo ndangije umwaka ndibazaga ariko icyo ntakoze ni igiki ubwo umwaka nimba ari urwanje rwa nyuma icyo nakucyo comba ntari nakoze ni igiki, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
no ngavuga ati byange bikunde icyo niyumvamo cyashoboka kuba nagikora, as just, you know, I have to do that. So man, ubwo rero ugu munsi abantu bose nabararitse nuko batari kuza vuba ariko ndagira ngo, you know, they coming nabaretse mbahereza inani invitation iri kubabwira ati buriya mfite umushuti wanje wo tuje kumenyana vuba wavuye mu Burundi, amaze kuva mu Burundi araza, yarari umwana tu simple kuko twese tuba tubizi, ari impunzi, amaze kuba impunzi, ariko naje kumureba musanga at the top. We kure nimaje ndabye ati rero mubo nkunda abantu bacu nkunda cagira ngo bano bantu nabo baziyumvire uko yaje kubikora from all the way the bottom to the top, urumva kuko I came to find that our people believe in what has he done. If not what has he done, then you need to apply kiboko. Because it is either from what has he done or you apply kiboko that our people at least can understand that, oh, so we have to do that. We have to do that because it is doable, you know. So,
absolutely.
The way we shall learn this, it's just a conversation, me and you to them, like you are from your background. That is also the same background from DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo, to Uganda as a refugee child. Then from there, remaining as a child, an orphan, but yet I have parents at my age of 14, I believe. Now eventually to the United States, but again reaching here, things, you know, still fighting and get that to a graduate in political science and corporate management. Then from there, how about now my brothers and sisters? How can they also make the other step? Now along the way of doing this, about how can these younger folks also get to the same step? I came to find you, and I felt that it would be better if you can share also like your path, primarily.
Absolutely, absolutely, my brother. Well, first of all, like manze ndagushimire kutumire kukubera when you mentioned about ko twoshobora kugira live together, I felt like it's needed. It might help umuntu umwe canke abantu babiri bakamenya ati uyu mwene wacu yabigenjeje uku kubw'ivyo reka nanje ndabigenze kubwira tushobora gushika ku yindi ntambuko kanaka.
Yes.
Which to me ku ruhande rw'iwanje, I feel like ubwo nibwo buzima bufise agaciro, ubuzima bwo kugira icuma y'uwundi muntu. So here I am. You mentioned about from Burundi. Actually, iyo ndiko ndavuga na bamwe muri aba bantu baha muri Amerika, nkunze kubabwira ati I am just a proud African. Right? I am just a proud African kubera if I give you a little story, refugee twari muri Tanzania, nk'aba refugee twaba muri Tanzania, but for me navukiye muri Congo, hanyuma papa wanje yavukiye muri Tanzania, mama wanje yavukiye mu Burundi, hama bibi avyara papa yavukiye mu Rwanda. So I am just a proud African.
There we go.
Yeah, absolutely. So being here to share, right? So far the journey and some of the things that personally speaking I have been through, I am grateful for the opportunity.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I have been following your broadcast regarding your achievement, your current achievement status, and I was so much amazed. Byanshimishije cyane, byanagumye no kumpa motivation kuvuga ati kumbe twakorana byinshi bisumbana. Noneho nanjye nsanga ko wageze muri Amerika ufite ushobora kuba uri imyaka runaka, uvuye muri biriya bigo byose ibyo wavukiyemo, ariko noneho nza kumva ngo waragraduatinze. Ntunzi ngo wagraduatinze mu biki, ese wageze hano ufite imyaka ingahe? What would you say about that?
Yeah, so twe twaje in 2000 mu mwaka wa 2008 niho twashika ngaha. I remember zari tariki 13 z'ukumunani z'ukwicenda, something like that. So naje ngaha mfise imyaka yo gushobora kuja kuri high school. Yeah, nari mfise imyaka, I think I was mfise imyaka 15 niba atari 14 uko. So we got here, igihe tuje ngaha twashikiye muri Sioux Falls. Abantu bazi Amerika, muri Sioux Falls ni muri South Dakota.
Okay.
Hama hariya twarahabaye imyaka 3. Yo myaka 3 yose nariko ndarangiza high school kuko nashikiye mu mwaka w'icenda in 9th grade.
Wow.
So ubuzima ntibwari bworoshe kuko twari muri bamwe ba mbere baje ngaha muri Amerika tuvuye aho mu nkambi. Bisobanura ko majority y'ibintu dinto twaba buvyigisha. Nzi kuvuga ati nta barundi bari imbere canke umunyafrika ari imbere woba waruzi uvuga ati ndashobora kumubaza ikintu kiniki akanyereka inzira izi nizi. Byose byabaye ibintu umuntu yize through try and error.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but one thing that was very interesting, novuga ati ngo narakoze ndi muri high school, niyegereje cyane bajya bita aba school counselor. Aba school counselor, kuko so growing up kuva muri Africa, namwe mfise bijya ababongereza bita ngo curiosity. Ugomba kumenya utuntu n'utundi. So nigihe nari kuri high school, naragendaga nkabaza umukansula ati eba jewe ndifuza kuja kuri college biramutse bikunze, icyongereza kiracangora, bubona no bigenza gute. So I remember kimwe mu nyisho yampaye yavuze ati college ntabwo ari y'abantu bose. Niko yambwiye ati rero bigukundiye tigenda ugerageza imyaka 2. Genda ugerageza imyaka 2 niyakunda uzocushira k'iyindi 2-4 hama you will go from there.
Wow.
And that's exactly what I did. But again, we can go back from nigiki cha influencing izo decision uhereye muri ajya makambi twe twavuyemo.
Yes.
Yeah, so nk'umuntu w'umunyafrika, umuntu yitwa ngo ni impunzi. Urazi kuba witwa ati impunzi, yani ku ruhande rw'iwanje ni umuntu abagayitse gose, kuko ni umuntu aba adafise n'igihugu yita muhira. Urumva mu Tanzania hariya babita ati ngo wakimbizi. Yani the man with no nation, adafise ahashobora kwita ati this is home. Ntashobora kuronka passport, ntashobora like urikura like barakureze ntakuye umuntu arera umwana. So growing up in that kind of environment, bikwigisha ibintu byinshi gose. And abanyamerika nibo bakunda kuvuga ati at some point mu buzima bw'umuntu urashobora guhitinga rock bottom. No uvuga like ukaba umuntu wo hasi gose ku buryo you have nothing to lose. There's nothing else to lose other than doing the best you could do in your life. So to me kuba impunzi canke kuba umuntu yaraciye mu buzima bw'ubuhunzi, it was the bottom that it could be. Twari abantu bo hasi gose, so ivyo vyabaye muri bimwe bya personally speaking byamotivate nje kuvuga ati okay, look, like how worse can this get, right? Umuntu yari impunzi, so if anything bisaba umuntu agira ico yimariye hama bikunza agirire ico amariye abandi.
Yes. And by the way, refugees are called in English. A refugee is a wanderer. The definition of a refugee is a wanderer. Kimenyesha ngo impunzi ni kabunga. So no address. Which is very, very much tempting. Going to look into that, it was really disturbing, given the situation of ours we brought through, and then becoming who we become at the end. It's really a very surprising thing. Which camp did you reside in when you fled your original country, by the way?
Twe twaba Muyovozi, bahita ati Muyovozi, Muzamutabira.
Okay.
But prior tutaraza ngaha twari twarimutse tuva Muyovozi tuja Mutabira.
Okay, great. None urikura ugeze hano wahereye ndumva ngo kansala wawe nanga se kesu wakara kugiengo college ntajya kuri muntu wese. And you have told us that you were 15 by that time, but regardless of the age, which would not allow you to kind of catch up quickly because you were grown up and there was no English, if I'm not mistaken. You still went through and went to high school, and from there then to college. Is it true?
Yeah. So the path is interesting. It is interesting because after high school, I've always had a curious, not even curious yo kugomba kumenya ati mbega basha abantu bazi ibintu muri ubuzima tubayemwo n'abantu bameze gute. So taking a little bit back kuri the history of this. I remember ndibuka papa wiwanje turabana araha muri Amerika aba muri Alabama.
Okay.
So my dad kujya umuvyeyi yicara n'abana biwe akaba kubabwira ibyo ababwira. So me my dad specifically, or my parents, ni bari muri bajya abantu batarose chance yo kugira ati ngo baje ku mashuri.
Yes.
But so this one time aratwicarika hasi abamukutuyagisha, then he said something that stuck with me ever since, that kind of a change that revolutionized the way I think about ibintu bimwe bimwe. He said, look, mu bana biwanje umwana wari we wese azokwemera kwiga, nzokwemera ndandaze ngira ngo ipantaro nambara nshobore kumwigisha.
Wow.
And when he said that, it hit me. I said, okay, so here is a guy, atarose kukubera baciye mu by'ibintu by'intambara n'ibindi ntibarose izo opportunity zo kuvuga ati bashobore kwicara ku ntebe y'ishuri. Ari yabanye n'abantu bize imyaka yose, yarabonye ukuntu isi treating abantu bize, yarabonye icubahiro bahabwa, yarabonye ukuntu bafatwa.
Yes.
Here he's telling me this is important, ko nshoboye ati ibintu ndabikurikiranye azogira uko ashoboye kose abimfashemo. So that's when it hit me, and that's when I say, you know what, I am going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a try. Ndabe uko bimeze. But sinibaza ko that was the only thing. I think the biggest of them all ni curiosity yo kugomba kumenya, okay, none abantu niba bubahika kubera bashiye ku ntebe ho z'ishure, reka umuntu ace ku ntebe y'ishure hama turabe, then what? So it always has been that curiosity of do this. After I finish that, it's always like, okay, is it? I mean, like, so what's next?
Yes.
But another thing cyahitins me was nariko ndumviriza urya mugabo yatanguje amakompiyuta ya Apple ugena ni Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, yeah.
Yeah, Steve Jobs. And then he says something that kind of a, you know, the aha moment.
Stuck in your mind.
Yeah, stuck in my mind. So yavuze ati wihweje ukaraba ibidukikije byose, kira kintu cyose cyitwa ubuzima ni ikintu cyakozwe n'ubundi mwana w'umuntu. Ni ikintu, ibintu byose tubona havuyemo ibintu byitwa ngo byakozwe n'Imana, ibintu umuyaga, ibiti bindagutakiye, but everything else byakozwe n'abana b'abantu. Then acavuga ati the moment you understand, uzotahura ko you can do something about that. Urashobora nawe gukora akiwawe gatoya kushobora gusiga kwino kakamenyekana n'uwo ari wese akavuga ati iki kintu cyarakozwe na François. Niyo moment uzoba utanguye kubaho. Then after that it hit me again. I said, this is interesting. But ikindi kintu cyagiye kumfasha with everything else yari iyi system yangaha muri Amerika. So nkuko nakubwiye ati I has always been curious about kumenya mbega ati what is this life is all about. Like none kujewe kuba ndi ngaha first of all n'ubuntu nagiriwe ni chance. Kuba ndi ngaha mbayeho ngaha kw'isi. So what am I here for? Rero system yaha muri Amerika nayo uyikurikiranye ukayikurikiranira hafi. This was my conclusion, and I'm talking about since as soon as I finished high school, this is what was going in my head. It was okay. Ndahejeje high school, ngoma nje kuri kaminuza y'imyaka 2-4. Mpejeje kaminuza nce ntangura gukorera uwundi muntu. Ndakoreye uwo wundi muntu ikintu cy'imyaka 30. Ndasavinze for retirement. Then, you know, bishobotse ndaguza inzu along the way. Bishobotse ndarongoye ndavyaye umwana umwe abana aho babiri, you know, and then bishobotse abana ndabigishije ndabasavingiye for a little savings here and there. Then, you know, ndashaje ndapfuye, and that's the end of it. So to me that was a system, right? Ndabona ko menga ni system kandi ndiko ndabiraba no kubandi bose babaye ngaha. That is the system. So maze kubyiyumvira muri ubwo buryo, then I say, you know what? I mean, why? Like, why be part of the system? Right? So that was another kind of a wake up moment for me, where I'm like, okay, I can get soaked up where nguma nkora iminsi 5 murindwi bampa kuwa gatandatu kwa Mungu bibakundiye mwaka bampa maybe 2 weeks, and then do that ku myaka 30 cyangwa ku myaka 40, hanyuma that's the end of it. So I didn't like that. It just sinabikunze, because I feel like nibimana aho yarashoboye abavyeyi banje bakambyara nkabaho ngaha kw'inesi. There has to be something. There has to be a reason why they got.
Yes.
And that's kind of where all this whole going to school, doing this, starting this, ico nico kintu nyamukuru ki influencing everything else.
Wow. That was really amazing. You had a very great momentum to make you really feel that I have to really do it differently than the way the system is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really very cool. And actually, man, you know, the cool thing with the these abroad countries, it is this: when you come and sit down and then you think through. After thinking through, and then you do as your plan needs you to do, you find that you have made a difference. But when you say that I will go by the system, by the way the system is designed, it becomes a disaster.
Yeah.
I so much like the way you thought through, and after thinking through, and then you said, no, I can do the contrast. And the great people, great immigrants, great refugees who come here and they do great things, it is because they think otherwise. And when they think otherwise, they break the chain. And those are the people who are the great inspirations to others, you know. Very interesting, very interesting. Now, how did you get to succeed this college, man? How did you get to succeed this college? Because there is no example to you. The only thing you see around it is these fellow brothers, these fellow cousins of ours around here. How did you do it as a refugee boy from all the way past this end and you alone in the class? How did you, and to that wonderful program indeed?
Yeah, great. That's a really interesting question. Kubera, so from those researches, you know, what is life all about? Have we able? There was another thing. Nabonye ichonacho chari ati. If you wanna go ahead mu buzima, nuko utagomba kubaho ubuzima bwo kugira ati making your own mistakes. Hama wige from your own mistakes. Ugomba kubaho ubuzima bwo gushaka ubundi muntu yakoze byo ugomba gukora. Kuvugira ati wige from their mistakes. And udafise uwo muntu, you can then pick up the books, then start reading. So, to answer your question, iby'ishure hariho umutamaraho yitwa Jonathan David wo mu Ethiopia Liberia. So uyu muntu yaramaze imyaka irenga 30 ngaha muri Amerika, then ni umunyafrika w'iwacu, then yakora ku ishure ndiko nagomba kuja kwigako, nagiye kwigako. So I went to him, ndamubaza, ngize ati okay, jewe ndifuza gukora ibi bintu ibi, ariko sinzi ngo mperehe, sinzi ngo ngarukirehe, sinzi ngo bigende. And then, as you can imagine, umuntu abifise some experience, it was more like do A, do B, do C, and then you're gonna get here. And that's exactly what I did. So as far as the school goes, I had a mentor. So kwishura ico kibazo ushashe kuvuga, I had a mentor. Not if it's someone who a mentor, I still do now. Like right now, kwanza umfise benshi. Naciye ndondera n'abandi benshi. Kubera I believe the secret to get ahead in life fast. Nukurondera bajya abantu baciye muri bijya bintu uri kurajamo kugira ati bakubwira inzira yo kunyaruka muri iyo nzira. Because also, if you don't do that, you're going to make your own mistakes, which is what a lot of young people are doing. And kwisi ntuzobaho imyaka igihumbi kugira ati wige from all your mistakes. So why do that? Rondera abantu bakora ivyo ugomba gukora canke bakoze ivyo ugomba gukora, babaza ivyo bakoze, then keep moving.
That's interesting. We're not going to live 1,000 years to learn from all our mistakes. The time we realize that there's no more time, we shall be done to live, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really very interesting. And what program did you pursue, by the way?
So, interesting question too. Igihe nagenda kuri college, nari nagombye kwiga business administration. So, and ibi byari biri influenced na meeting na havinze n'abavyeyi.
Okay.
So we sat down and then I was asking, because like we don't know what we don't know. And when you don't know what you don't know, anything goes. So na twaricaye ndababaza mbese mbega je nahejeje high school no kwigira iki? And mu biyago twayaga byari more like turashobora kuguruza nka African store. So we get business administration uzobana, you know, intellect yo ku managing ibintu nk'ivyo. Then I said, sounds good. Then ndagenda registering to a college, Virginia College, ndiga business administration. One thing no kwihako credit gatoya ni ndakunze kubana biga abaswahili mukunze kubyita ati ngo musimamo.
You're standing.
I had my standards. When I say, no, this is not moving, it's not moving. So when I started college, ndagira for 3 months, quarter n'amezi atatu, ndiko ndakora business administration. Then ndagenda kumu enrollment counselor, ndamubwira ati, no. And it's not like ngo ndiko ndakora nawe mw'ishuri. No, I didn't feel it. Sinavyiyumvamo. Navuga ati, no, this is not for me, right? So biga nsubiye kurya point yo kuvuga ati kurondera mentor. So the way namu approaching the new counselor, it was more like, look, I do not know anything. I want you to tell me what you think. So nari like, okay, look, ndikwiyumvira guhindura ishure, nze kurindi ishure kugira ati nige ibintu bya IT, bya information technology. Because sinahura ibintu bya business kandi sinahura ni naheza ko nzoronka akazi. Then acha aranyicarika because like at the time nari mfite imyaka 19 yeah 19. So aranyicarika arambwira ati, look, muri aka quartier turimo, iri shuri ugomba kuja kuko namaze kugira research y'iryo shure yitwa Bishop Community College. Iprogramu aho bafise, like nta shure rifise programu imeze neza y'ivyo bintu bya IT aha turi. Ariko twe hari programu tugomba dutanguze ngaha kuri ishuri iwacu. Iyo programu iri design like this, ifise ibintu ibi nibi, ifise ibintu ibi, like worindira tugatanguza iyi program. I think it's gonna be like the best program there is. And I said, let's do it. So nasiye dropping out muri your business administration, jencha ntangura information technology, specifically nchankura bijya vyambye mu counselor kuri high school. Ndatanguye for 2 years. Kind of to test the water. Imyaka ibiri ndaronka associate degree y'imyaka ibiri. Then maze kuronka associate degree kubera byari bigenda byo gutera umuntu ubwoba mbe ngishuri iragoye bidagutakiye. So after associate degree I say, it's not so bad. So ndagenda getting a bachelor's degree. Ndongera indi myaka ibiri at the same school. Hanyuma after that I said, you know what? Why not? Why stop here? Then I went on and got my master's degree in cybersecurity. But along the way, there was a lot of things that got involved that influenced a lot of those decisions.
Hold on. So your associate degree was in business administration, right?
Not necessarily. It was in IT.
Oh, so after changing, you immediately transformed it to IT, and you are taking the associate in IT.
Yeah.
And your bachelor's was in IT as well, right?
Yeah, network management. It's all IT.
Okay, yeah, I see. And then when you went for your master's, your graduate program, you did cybersecurity, right?
Cybersecurity, yes. Which is another thing in the journey yogu korizyo. I was just talking to anybody that I can talk to, and I was reading anything that I can get my hands on. And kimwe mu byo nakoze, hariho website ngaha muri Amerika yitwa bls.gov. bls.gov ni website iguha statistics. Ugomba kuja kuri kaminuza ikwereka ati mu myaka 5 iki kintu ugomba uje kwigira, iyi niyo outlook yacu.
Yeah.
Nukuvuga urashobora kuzoronka akazi or hazuba hari abantu bagraduate bangana uko. So I gathered all that data. Igemeje my undergrad. And it's very, very obvious, ndiko ndaraba trend ya cybersecurity. Very, very obvious to just say, you know what? Cyber is the future. Let me focus on cyber, and here I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, cyber as the IT is definitely, because that's where the world is going. We're gonna live, and we are likely to live in a world of e-technology, and all those. As people are wanting to live capitalistic life, a simple life, e-technology, and all that. So you will find that you can sense that the world is going to be more and more sophisticated, and thus we need more people who are cyber intellectual in that kind of capacity. Oh man, how interesting is the journey, man?
Yeah,
Wow.
the journey was a heck of a journey,
Wow.
but it was worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah, definitely. I can sense that, and really I can really sense that. Very interesting question, and a very interesting motivation. I think our listeners are listening. I don't know if maybe they've stepped, but I believe our people are there getting the sense of it about your trip, your trip from a refugee boy to graduate gentleman.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir, absolutely. But
Mm.
ikindi kintu ni like, okay, twe twavuye mu makambi,
Mhm.
twe twavuye abantu bo hasi.
Mhm.
So uravye kuba turi ngaha muri Amerika bamwe bamwe novuga ati n'ubuntu. Ni bijya bitati neema.
Name. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, America ntabwo ntihovuga ati ngwiri perfect nkuko nakubwiye bivange n'ama evaluation amamwe, but it's more like a second chance kuri bamwe bamwe.
Yeah.
So to me it was more okay. None niba hanavuye hariya muri mu vyondo nka biriya. I mean, what else that could go wrong? I mean, like the only thing that I should be doing ni kugira ko nshoboye kose ntagira ico nimariye.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because like there's so much like hari ibintu byinshi na twaciyemo like there's no way noshobora kuba ndiko ndakinakina ngaha kubera iyi like ni nka opportunity. Hariho abandi bantu bibagendekeye nkuko bamwe byatugendekeye ngira ngo borara bicaye. Je narabona igihe tukiri muri Afrika hariho umugenzi nari mfise yiga muri secondaire. Nari nkiri mutoya ariko nyene yaraciye ubwenge. Nukuri yariga no kugakoroboye agacana gatara mu ijoro kugira atarabe ukuntu yosoma ibyo asoma mu gitabo urumva. So aho apfuye guheza ntarasha ukuntu aja kuri kaminuza, bida ntarasoma amafaranga yo kuja kuri kaminuza ntagizente. So kuza aha muri nani America, I feel like the only thing we should be doing, what do we wish? No trying to do better. Only. There's no reason whatsoever. Twoba turinga hanyuma tugomba kugira like anything gitandukanye nico. Yeah, that's how I feel.
That's very interesting. That's really wonderful. Yeah. Second chance. Second chance. That statement is very appealing. Second chance. And on top of that, some people who are kind of like in the same situation you were in back then, if they would be given this chance, how and what would they do? That would be really very interesting. Thank you so much. This is really very tremendous. Do you think that your step you've made from your back life to the current life, do you think that it was worth it to go through this kind of trend?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's worth it and more. Again, there was a lot of things that influenced a lot of the decisions. Kimwe, I think, was one of the things that I would say we're going to talk about. Chari, about me getting involved in byo kurongora, byo kubaka no kugira umuryango, all that good stuff. So I got married ku myaka yo hasi gose ugereranije ku kindi kurunganwe kw'abandi bantu. And what I found out was that was one of the best thing I could have done. That was like one of my best decisions. Kubera muri yo michakato yose yo kugomba kwiga, nari namaze kubyara umwana wa mbere. Then like bica biraba nabi gose kunasumbya. You realize uriko uracuranga kurondera ubuzima nturagira aho uhagaze, then ufise abandi bantu bakurabisha amaso, but depending on you. so many times iyo abantu batariko baragomba gukora ibintu nuko kenshi na kenshi bakunze kuba badafise igituma bo gukora ibyo bintu. So in my case, I always tell my wife this. Now like, there is no me without umugore wanje n'abana banje. I always tell her that, right? Because iyo ntavuga ati ngo ndarongoye ndabyaye abana, perhaps ngira ngo ndari kuma mbanaho na papa, or perhaps kuko abavyeyi bacu b'abanyafrika ntakwirukana mu nzu. Ndakwirukana mu nzu uguma wibera mu nzu cyakera. Perhaps sinari kugerageza uko nshoboye kose kugira ati ngira ico nimari. But umwana wanje wa mbere ndi kumuraba mu maso nkabona diaper zamperanye, nkabona next month biriko biramugendekera uku, kuraba umugore wanje nkabona yoba akeneye iki na kiriya, vyatuma mvuga ati nzokora nibwo azobara amasaha 16 ku munsi kugira ati nshobore kwambuka ahantu ndi, nshobore gushika ku yindi ntambwe. So that was one of those were some of the influence biga bintu bituma umuntu ashobora gukora ibyo ashoboye gukora.
Wow. That's interesting. So your wife contributed a big part with regards to stay focused. Hey, baby, stay focused, my friend.
big part. Yeah.
Of course, she might have not told you that directly, but now you have to stay focused because you got somebody to take care of, man, right? Do you think? But do you think besides that feeling, that responsibility feeling, do you think that there is something like also she had to like add, which would have been otherwise if she did not become like you expected, given even the age you had married? So like being direct, assuming that she did not become the one you thought, and she became otherwise. Can you talk about it a little bit out?
Yeah, true. Absolutely. You know, I think abarundi nibo bakunze kuvuga ati ngo uja kubura itunga abura umugore bajina. I don't know if you have ever heard about that.
No, of course. So, I know that. I'm from Africa, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So kurongora, it's a very big decision.
Yeah.
It's a very big decision. Si decision ushobora kubyuka uko wigombe ya ukacu making at the next day.
Yes.
So ntakararo yuvuga ati ngo je ndarongoye hanyuma umugore aciya turning out to be not what I expected or ntituciye twumvikana. 100% hariho ibintu ni kuvuga ubuzima meze ubu, ukuntu meze ubu siko biba biri bisanzwe. Hategezwa kubaho ibintu byari kubura, ariko kikaca kinkora ku yindi decision. And again, I'm not advising anybody ku bintu byo kurongora, but kikaca kimpindi decision mistake abakiri bato dukora mu gihe tugombye kurongora. To me, since when I was a kid, nkiri mutoya, ntambwe guca ubwenge nkatangura kwiyumvira ibintu nk'ibyo. One of the thing nibwira kwari, okay, jenga makuzorongora umuntu one tubana hamwe, nzi personally nzi nashitsi wabo kuko je nikundira kurya niwe akanchimbira ubugari. Akanchimbira ubugari. Second, ashobora kuko je ndakunda abana. I love kids, right?
Yes.
So ashobora kuba umumama.
Yes.
Urumva ashobora gutunga abana. So if you're all in my head, ndiko ndagira researches zo kuvuga ati ndiko ndaja muri iyo michakato yo kuvuga ati ngo potential ndashobora kuro ndose wo twumvikana twashobora kubakana. Those were some of my standards. Ati like utegerezwa kubaho ufise ama standards ukavuga ati aya niyo mategeko nihaye, byanka bikunda, this is what I need. So to me, because I had that, it was very obvious, very obvious byo ku ndose umuntu afise ibyo bintu ndi kwiyumvira canke mbona nkabimubonamwo, naravuga ati ibindi bintu kuko ngo hari abantu bihabura uruntu, right? Of course abantu iyo bubakanye ingorane zirashika, but naravuga ati if someone has this quality turashobora kuzobana, ibiri navyo ma misunderstanding nayo tushobora kuzoya fixinga twese hamwe.
There you go.
So yeah, so that's that's what leads the whole thing. Ariko nishu ico kibazo cawe, I'm sure 100%. Iyo vuga ati ngo ndarongoye hanyuma umugore ntibigenze ntitwumvikane nk'akarorero, yes, it could have been different. Perhaps mbandiko having a different conversations right now.
Mr. Francois B. Athanase, this is very, very interesting. The reason why I've asked you this question, by the way, any question I ask you, don't take it personal. You could answer it political or even otherwise, but the reason why I'm asking you such kind of questions, primarily like this one I've just asked you, it is this. It is because many youth take it to just a guarantee that they can do whatever they can do at any age. And something like education, acquiring your education, they have that notion of saying that I can marry and still go to school alongside marry, even not having acquired any degree, right? But they forget who they will find in the marriage. So when they find the contrast from the one they thought of, it becomes the other way around. So that's why I was like, let me try to see how this gentleman went through choosing this exact person that made him to be who he is, given how he found her. Now, ibintu byiza byo uduhighlightinzeho nuko warabuze ati nzashaka umeze guca umeze guca umeze guca. What is it now? With your eyes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of fun, but this is a reality. Whereby, in your advice, if I'm not mistaken, I can understand that if at all you're trying to go and get someone when you're still along the way, before where you wanted to be, try to know at least who is that one you're going to bring. Jueni huyo ambaye unataka kwenda kumchukua. Kwa sababu kuna mara hiyo utaenda kumchukua, lakini hata kusaidia mahali popote ambapo unapitia kwenye hizo shughuli zako ambazo unaziendesha ili ufike kwenye hizo goli zako. Ule mama kama okay, Mama Francois Mudogo, shukrani sana. Asante sana kwa ujada ambao kwa neema yake kwako, kwa sababu ndio yeye alikujali sana kuona unafika hapo. Niona familia yenu iko, jamii yenu iko trebo kabisa, iko mzuri sana, na nimeshukuru sana. Tutazidi kuombea na muweze kusonga mbele. Alafu sasa niliona umefanya vitu vya mingi sana, ulienda kwenye college. First of all, ulijiweka kuwa shujaa kupitia hiyo ujana wako, yani your youthness, your youthful time, you know. You kept strong, you kept going, you are the pioneer. If I'm not mistaken, you are the pioneer so far since I've known. And then from there, you went through all those degrees, associate, bachelor's, masters, and in these complicated programs, you married your wife, and you chose the right wife. That's also another thing, man. That's also another thing. Oh, yeah. So you chose that wife. God was alongside you. All those have become success to you, which is really awesome. But something that really blasted in my mind is when also I came to realize that you have worked with very serious companies in these things of IT technology and the cyber security, all those stuff. And that not being the end of it all, you have come up with Africana Institute of Technology, where I came to know you. So, tell us a little bit about Africana Institute of Technology that you have come along with, and what so much like blasted in my mind is when I heard the word Africana. Africana, I was like, Africana. What is this? Who is this guy? When I went in, I thought you were Black American within here, but all to find this is my one who speaks Kirundi. I was like, are you sure? But then, by the way, for this program, this point you want to explain to us, speak it in English. Don't put it in Kirundi.
Don't put it in Kirundi. Okay, so, okay. I almost forgot about your audience. You got folks that speak Swahili and English. All right, so let me talk in English in this one, right? But although I always like to, like I said, I am African first. I like to promote our languages. So in any chance when I'm having discussions, I like to either speak the Swahili that I don't know or speak the Kirundi that I kind of know. So anyhow, the journey to Africana Institute of Technology. So before that, I started teaching at college, the same college I graduated from, Virginia College. I started teaching there when I was 22 years old.
Okay.
And like I said, I had a mentor who kind of coached me into the whole thing. He said, watch me teach. I'll give you a shot. All right. I'll give you a shot at teaching. True story. The first class I started teaching.
Yeah.
Because I was so nervous. I was so nervous that I only had 3 students. The first day I got into the classroom, 2 of them asked me, hey, is it too late to quit?
Wow.
That was the question. Is it too late to quit? Because quite honestly, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no clue what I was doing. But that is it too late to quit kind of motivated me to try to learn as much as I can, so I can I can teach these individuals.
Yes.
So that started the whole journey. So I started doing that, finishing school, kind of working for different companies and stuff. Then about 2 years ago, I don't see here, so I'm gonna wait until you come back.
Sorry, that was some noise. Time caught me when I was time caught me, and I had to handle this from somebody's place. So keep interrupting.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah. So the journey to Africana Institute of Technology. So through my years of teaching and learning and doing all these things, I came back to the quote that I told you about Steve Jobs. I want to say that I became a little bit obsessed with this whole school, this whole education thing, because I believe being educated and being better, right? Being educated is not going sitting in the classroom somewhere where somebody tell you stuff. It's buying, knowing stuff.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to sit in the classroom to know this stuff. So it got me into thinking maybe there could be a better way of doing this. And when I was doing my master's degree, I came across this university. It was a university in Utah. It's called WGU, Western Governor University. And that university was using this model of teaching that I thought it was revolutionary. The model was competence-based education. And this competence-based education goes in and challenge, this whole education system as we know it. So, this whole education, like I said, I learned about, so how did education became to be education? So who influenced this? Who was behind it? I come to learn all these universities, these corporations, how they got together and put the first MBA program into place, these Harvard, MIT, and all these other, pretty big name schools. Then when I was about to do my master's, I was, I'm not about to spend 2 years doing some things that I can spend about 1 year doing. So when I came across Western Governor University, it allowed me to finish my program, 2 years program, because masters are normally 2 years.
Yeah.
A 2-year program, I was able to finish it within 6 months.
What?
Yeah, and that kind of blew my mind. I said, okay, so look, so if I can sit down and work through these 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, I can get it done as fast as I can. And the answer was yes. Then I said, you know what, I will do it. So I did it. I think within four months, I was finished with the whole program. And I applied. I said, this is interesting. I want to work for you guys. I applied. They gave me a job. I started working for them as what they call a cybersecurity program mentor, kind of a mentoring students who are in the same program I just graduated
Yes.
from. And I worked for them, I think it was a little bit for over a year. But at that point, I feel like I didn't have experience, like real world experience. I had all this educational stuff. I just came from education space. I say, I might know all this theory, right? I can speak about all this stuff, but I don't know how to do it, right? So I resigned from Western Governor University, and then I became information security officer for a healthcare company. And there I was kind of taking care of the IT department. It was like a 50 people organization. It was nonprofit. So the IT team was very small, which kind of given me the flexibility of doing everything, right? From managing these computers to making sure that they're secure. So through all that process, I kept teaching. Because teaching for me, it wasn't just a job. Teaching was a way of giving back. I was more like, okay, if I can even help one person, get into this industry that I am looking at, if I can help them making some really good money, which everybody's making good money, in cybersecurity, I said, that's the life, that's the fulfillment that, I am looking for. So through all that, I said, I'm going to get a little bit more experience with the teaching. I kept on teaching. And then 2 years ago, I was trying all these other ideas. You and I just connected recently, but I used to do video production. I used to sell e-commerce stuff online. So I was trying all these other things, and I'm focusing on this school-wise because I was doing it as a backup, right? But I'm trying all these other things, and I think 2 years ago, I said, you know what? Why can't I just immerse myself, go all into this, and then potentially start something in this? So a year ago, that's when I was sitting down kind of brainstorming some of the ideas of how I should come up with a school and potentially help my either fellow Africans or a lot of Black folks, because we don't really have those opportunities like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting down, I'm brainstorming the whole process, and it hit me. I said, look, this is exactly what the school you used to work for was doing, competence-based education model, which can potentially, which can be done by anybody, right?
Yeah.
From anywhere. You could live on a continent of Africa. You could be in Europe. You could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If this is an online, right, university, online school, anybody can learn from anywhere and be able to work in this space that needs a lot of people, right? And a lot of people are making tons of money. So after sitting down and thinking about it, I had read some books that tried to understand a little bit about Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? It's probably a good idea to call this Africana Institute of Technology. And that Institute of Technology was influenced by MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Because when I am in cybersecurity, I'm in IT. The person who came up with the web, www,
Mm-hmm.
that person works at MIT. MIT have came up with a lot of this stuff we take for granted. A lot of these technologies that we use, it came from their researches. So I said, you know what? It makes more sense. And it's a name. It's something that can potentially be a legacy, right? Something that has the potential to help people, that has potential of changing people's mindset, perspective based on the kind of programs that we put within the school.
Yes.
Then I said to make it broad enough and to make it where people feel like it's theirs, because life as we know it started in Africa. Anybody can be identified as an African. I
Yeah.
say Africana Institute of Technology. Yeah. So that was a very long way of answering your question of where Africana came from. So that's where Africana came from.
Wow, 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 wow. Man, I'm glad that I came to meet. I'm glad that I came to meet you. Byanshimishije cyane kuba twaraje kumenyana. Honestly, I'm really so much amazed and so pleased to have known you. Because since I've known you, I've learned a lot from you, your program, your journey as well. As all these resonates with my endeavors as well. However, the great thing of all is that you can spend some time and speak to our young folks who are not only here abroad, but also on the continent. Not only speaking to them, enlightening their minds, but also providing to them what they really need, although they do not know that they need this, bringing up the Africana Institute of Technology. That's a way of bringing to them their needs. But are they ready? Are they there to pick, to grasp these that belong to them? God knows. However, we care about providing what we can provide to them, enlightening their minds, as the Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda, and many other African liberators did their part by reviving Africa to Africans. Then the next generations did what they could, but they had gotten Africa into their hands. Guess what? I'm so much pleased that I really just feel like we want to just stop from here. But before we kind of stop, I will request from you, if you would have another chance, I wish I arrange, and I see if you can speak to them about how they can join these younger folks who are trying to join the IT, different programs, but they're like, which program should I join to get me more money, to get me more practical? Which one exactly? So much as you did your master's in 6 months, after all the way along, like you've said, I think you'd be a good resource to speak to these folks about how to get into the field of IT, because now everybody is eyeing onto IT, which means information technology, and again, above all, cyber security. And I think I'm not mistaken stating this to you that you would have another chance and speak to them about that alignment as well as part B of this. Besides that, I don't know if you have something that might have been left behind that would do so much resonate with our talking of today, and you can put it in as we try to wind up.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're talking about young folks, and we are the young folks. So you're talking about, how these elders like Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, how they basically, got Africa the freedom, right? And then we are who we are because of what they did.
Yeah.
So I feel like Africa, or whoever that identify themselves as Africans, if you are young, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to be a decent human being. You have a responsibility to do what you can to leave this world better than you found it. So whatever that is, if it's going to IT, if it's helping somebody else, like what I'm doing with the Africana, helping one or two people break into cybersecurity, go do it. What you don't want to do is to waste any time. Because if there's one thing we have valuable more than anything else, is time, right?
That's true.
Time, whenever time is gone, is gone. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
So folks, young people, especially our young people, when you're young, you're thinking like you have the unlimited time, right? Thinking like you have all this time, and that you will do what's important later on. But later on is today, because tomorrow is definitely not promised to nobody, right?
Yeah.
And my last thing that I would say, like school-wise, and to agree with what you just said about coming back, talk to anybody who's willing to listen. I am down to talk to anybody who's willing to listen, or to help anybody that's looking into going into IT or cybersecurity or anything related to technology, really. What I would say is, let's not get trapped, kwa sababu abatari bake, they try to go to school. One, there is this whole student loans, and they take a step back. Like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not putting myself in debt. So that could, yeah, you're right. You're not putting yourself in debt, but I mean, are you willing to live your next 50 years working minimum wage jobs? Right? You got to balance that as someone who's young. Second, as someone who's young, going into debt is not the only solution. Niba hari ikintu nize is that iyo ugomba gukora ikintu, no matter inzira zacu zose urazirondera mpaka ukagikora.
Yes.
There are people that are going to school without taking student loans. Iri shure twatanguje rya Africana Institute of Technology, it's giving the same opportunity. Like, we give you the opportunity to finish the school within 6 months, if you're up to it. We're giving the opportunity to finish within 1 year, if you're up to it. Hariho programs, such as these cybersecurity programs, where you don't have to go to a university to make some good money. You don't have to go to a university to be qualified to do the job.
Yep.
So I will argue to every young person, if one path didn't work out for you, find another path. There's always doors, and find those folks who did it, and then just ask them how they did it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful to have had you. They are really grateful to have had you too. Is there anything you would wish to add?
No, you and I, we're gonna talk next when we're gonna have these. Hopefully we can give enough people some time to join, because this is a message that I feel like everybody needs to hear.
Yes.
Right? Some of us didn't hear the message. Some of us are not being told about these things.
Yeah.
But awareness to me is everything.
Yes.
Umaze kuba aware about something, then you can make your decision. Either you want to do this or you don't, right? It's up to you.
Yeah.
Ariko ntureke kubikora because nobody told you about it.
Yes.
Right? So let's work on getting as many young folks as we can. And then our next live stream, let's just talk about these opportunities, or maybe hopefully open one young person eyes to see what else that's out there for them.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it, you man. Thank you so much, and thanks so much to our Demai for taking care of you, and hence you can be able to have such kind of our moment to us, share to us, and be as a good father, as such at the same time also be as a great inspiration as such to not only the blood folks, diaspora folks, but also Africans in general. It's very hard to get such kind of human being in such kind of status. Given our background, you know, which has not been that motivational, but again, a strength to us, because those who grow from that kind of background, they realize they make choice that is right. They become strong men like, if not you, me. If not me, you. If not me, you, then the other one. Stay tuned. We shall keep in touch. Have fun.
All right, my friend.
Okay.
Definitely we'll keep in touch, and thank you for having me.
Okay, please.
All right, bye.
Okay. Wow. Mwakoze cyane mwese mwari muriho. Asante sana kwa nyinyi wote ambao mliwahi kututembelea, watching this live stream. I don't know why people were here today. I don't know if maybe they are cold and they all or some have slept. I'm not sure, but guess what? This has been so amazing. From Burundi all the way far from there, from the village now to the refugee camp, and then from the refugee camp, and then to America, United States, and then not only that, but then also to associate degree, from associate degree to bachelor's degree, and then master's degree from very kind of like a crazy and very competitive programs of computer science or information technology and such. Above all, cybersecurity. Man, it's amazing. Not even ending from there, but also to Cybersecurity Institute, Africana Institute of Technology. Byinshi birimo tuzabatangariza noneho igihe cyo cyazongera kugaruka, noneho aganirire aba bana batoya bari kumva ko baje muri zira program zijanye n'ibya computer, kubera buno nizo program kenshi na kenshi zigezweho kubera isi iri kugana. Ariko bitamenyeshije ngo nimbe utasomye bya computer, nta zindi program zo wasoma, n'izindi wazisoma, kubera aravuze ati buriya icyo washobora cyose gikore, ariko uteguhura umeze nka wa wundi, kuko nutagikora uzaherera kuri ya minimum wage nangase amafaranga gurutangiriro, bagiye bakurira amafaranga gurutangiriro gusa. Utangire buno ni 15, iyo mu myaka 30 40 ni 15, no muri 50 na 15. So rero abavuze ati icyo washobora cyose gikora, niyo utaje kwiga ibya computer wakwiga ibindi, but make sure that you do something, and especially abavuze ati kuri younger folks nangase abana batoya, urubyiruko. Tuzagaruka tubaganire ukuri kwa kujya muri zira program, but for today reka mbashimire mwese mwabaye attention nangase mwabaye attentive, mwadukurikiranye. Imana ebahe umugisha, kandi mwihangane musangize ino video n'abandi, mwachangize wengine ili wapate hii ujumbe, pia muweze mkawalike wengine ili wakati ujao tutaweza kushiriki pamoja na nyote. Mungu awabariki, mlale salama, na shukrani Bwana kwa kushiriki nami na sisi, na asante sana kwa mkeo kwa kujali uweze kanavyo hadi hiyo kipimo, ili uweze kuchangiza akili unayo, pia na maendeleo hiyo ambao tunafikia kupitia wewe kama mtoto Mwanaafrika. Mungu awajali na awarinde, neema yake itazidi kuwa na sisi. Bye bye.